Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another speed build. Today we are building in Brindleton Bay and I wanted to make a fun summer family home, and I had in mind this large family home where all of the neighborhood teens and children come to hang out because this is like the spot to be during the summer. It has like a front basketball court and there's a pool in the back. There's the shark slip and slide thing ends up being there, and also a tree house and a bunch of playground equipment and just lots of stuff to do. Plus inside there's a really nice big kitchen and a nice living room for everybody to hang out in. So that was the inspiration for today. I just decided to go for it. So here we are. First, I placed the basketball court out here in the front, in front of this fake garage door. That's actually like the mural door that comes with City Living, and I do end up putting another one on the inside just so that it looks like a garage door. So your Sims might autonomously decide to create a mural on that door, and I don't know how that will fit into the home, but hey, just it might be a possibility. But I didn't want to just place the debug door because it looks kind of funny and it clips a little weird, and I just it was a little too tall, so didn't want to go with that. So that's why I picked that door from City Living. And here I am just kind of making the front facade of the house and trying to see how many rooms we were going to have on the bottom floor, because there is a second floor as well. Also, there is a little back like patio space here, and I tried to just make some steps using platforms out to the backyard. I did fence it in with this base game fence, but later on I replace it with the perfect patio fencing because I like the matching door with that. And unfortunately this fence doesn't really have a matching gate, and that makes me very sad. So that is why I do end up changing the gate later, but just getting the whole area mapped out. I wanted to make sure we had enough room because there's 2 teens in this house, there's 2 children and 2 parents, or 1 to 2 parents, depending on how you want to play. It's totally fine. And I imagine that the husband of this family has a job as a lawyer and the mother is a teacher. So during the summer, she has a lot of time at home, and the father is home a little bit more often during the summer because he requests it that way since he has so many children and he wants to have family time. And that is why this home is full of fun summer activities. And I think it's also pretty diverse as far as seasons go. Like, you could totally make this work for all seasons. I think that the living room is large enough to have a nice Christmas tree, or to have a big family dinner for Harvest Fest, and I think it's good. I think it's just all around a good family home for entertaining and for having lots of guests over. So I hope that you also enjoy it. Make sure to like and subscribe as always if you enjoy this and you want to see more content. I try to post here as often as possible. I try at least a few times a month, but I do have kids as well, and it is summertime, so they have their daycare / summer camp happening right now, and I only have so much time off from work, but I do my best and I try. I stay up late into the evening doing this and then I regret it the next day, but I hope that you enjoy it. I hope it's worth your time as well. Here I am fixing up the rest of the roofing here. It took me a long time to get the roof line correct in this house. I had to go back and make a whole bunch of different roof pieces here so that there was no clipping inside. I had to pull back the eaves on certain pieces and then, change them up on the other pieces. It took me a very long time. I hope that you enjoy it as well. And then I did end up painting the ceilings, but I don't really show that on camera because it's kind of boring in my opinion to have to watch that. I do paint the ceilings. I use the cats and dogs flooring, or ceiling paint, I guess in this case, just the regular white painted wood slats, because I think that it goes really nicely. And then I think for the bathrooms, I just use the Home Chef Hustle tile. Here you'll see I'm changing up the roof quite a bit. I liked the high pitch on here, but I thought it needed something more, so I added some like custom dormer up to the top. And I also end up changing that roof piece on the very top to more of a gabled roof rather than the hipped roof. I didn't like the way that looked. But first, we're going to get inside and we're going to take a look at this floor plan. So this entryway here has an archway that leads into the kitchen, and then off to the left I end up making a little bit of a dining room space, but it has like half walls and columns. Here's where I'm deciding where the kitchen's going to go, because at first I thought it was going to go on the right side, but I decided on this side instead. And I used the Parenthood counters and appliances and all that fun stuff, except for the stove is from Growing Together because I thought that looked a little bit better. It wasn't quite so gaudy. I think the Parenthood stove unfortunately is a little it's a little much for me. It's a little too retro, in my opinion, for this kind of a home. So I did enjoy using the Growing Together stove instead. And I think I used the range hood from Growing Together as well because it matched the stove nicely. Over here we have kind of a sunken garage space. Now, obviously this isn't a fully functional garage. We don't have cars anyway. But I wanted that to be kind of a workspace. So there is a door out to the garage so that you can go in there to get your Christmas decorations and whatnot. And then here's the living room space. I'm just using the bookshelves from Book Nook Kit, also the couch, and I end up pulling out the chairs as well, the nice easy chairs. And I kind of am just getting everything mapped out so that I know what will fit in this space. I knew it was going to be a large living room, so I didn't want it to be too spacious where it just looked like a big empty room. But I wanted it to look like there was lots of storage so the kids could always pull out their toys or whatever they were playing with. Here is the dining table though from Seasons, and the chairs are from Cats and Dogs. And then I am adding a little bit of a platform situation here as well. So here you'll see I'm just kind of closing off the room. I raise it up and then I get rid of that wall, and instead I add a half wall and columns here just to frame off the dining space from the sunken living room space. And I think that it looks really nice. This kind of reminds me of a lot of the homes that my friends had when I was growing up, because the kitchen was like just up one little step and then the living room was down one step, and it just made a nice little separation of space, but you could still see everybody. It was still pretty open and airy and inviting, so I have really enjoyed that. I tried to replicate that as best I could. Over here in the corner, right next to where the little bathroom ends up being, is just a little desk. That's like the family computer, so maybe that's where the kids do their internet browsing so that the parents can keep an eye on them. And they also have a nice little activity table over here as well as a toy box. I also add some more kids stuff in there later on, but I was just again making sure everything would fit. I pulled out this little like entryway coat hanging thing from Cats and Dogs as well because I enjoy the way that looks. Now up here is the bedroom situation, the main bedroom, and the two kids share a room, and there's a playroom and two bathrooms upstairs. I did that really quickly, so I just wanted to give you a quick tour. Now we're adding the windows. I just use these base game windows with the shutters, and then back here I'm adding the columns from the front porch as well. Those are from Seasons, and then I do add a few pieces of fencing, but I end up getting rid of just these end pieces, so there's still some walkway to the rest of the backyard. And of course the spandrels are also from Seasons on the front and back porches. And then we're here in the kitchen, and I do get rid of the one cabinet piece that is in front of the window because I wanted that to be pretty open, but I end up adding the curtain from the new bistro kit here, this nice lacy curtain, onto the window instead. I just thought that looked like a typical kitchen curtain to me, and maybe that's just because my mom had very lacy curtains on our kitchen windows. We had, I think, 3 kitchen windows, and they all had these really pretty lacy curtains that were a pain in the butt to clean, but they were so nice. So that's how that reminds me of my childhood. And then we are adding some bar stools here to the island. I thought that that was a nice spot to have everybody hang out and eat, maybe if they have pizza night. Oh, I do end up adding a pizza oven to that later as well. So here you'll see I'm just finishing up the window placement and also the trim on the roof piece, and I decided on this blue siding, very typical blue suburban siding with the little end caps, and luckily everything showed up the way it was supposed to. All the end cap pieces are where they need to be. So there we are. Nice dark roof, I thought made the house really pop. I thought it fit well in this area because we are in Brindleton Bay. A lot of the houses are blue or white or like a pale yellow. So that's why I went with that typical blue suburban siding. And here I am figuring out where the pool is going to go, and that shark slip and slide moves around a lot. You'll see it just kind of in all different places. And then over here, now you'll see I changed the fence to Perfect Patio, and I add this pergola from the My Wedding Stories pack. And I decided to make this like the little outdoor shower area right near the pool because I thought that would be a handy thing to have. And I pulled out the romantic garden like flower fence piece things, and I just kind of put them around the situation here so that it would fit nicely and give some privacy. I do end up getting that back wall of flowers because it didn't seem necessary, and then I add some of these pavers for the flooring. After a little bit of shuffling around of these fence pieces, I think I came up with a very nice shape. There's also like tiny pieces in the front for more privacy, and then I end up adding some more decoration in there later on as well. but I had to work in bits and pieces, so that is why I can't just complete one room at a time. I'm sorry if that's a little annoying. It was annoying for me too. But here we are working on the pool, and I did use some Riviera Retreat stuff from that new kit we got. These lights are from that kit, as well as the pool ladders and the pool trim. And I believe I just used this base game kind of like tiled bottom but plaster walls for the wallpaper, and then the flooring is just the plain concrete. And then I add some more pathways here, and also a nice little lounge space that goes behind where the pool is. But first I do add a grill onto the little patio space. I thought that was necessary to have a nice grill space for everybody to cook out and eat outside and have just, your usual summer cookout parties. I added a little end table. It's kind of like a moving cart, and on there I do place some condiments. I also place these tools to use with the grill. Those are from Perfect Patio as well, or Backyard Stuff. It's from one of those. But we have some like barbecue sauces and oils maybe, and then we have ketchup and mustard. I do size that down a little because it is actually enormous. I don't know why it's so huge. That's sized down, and I think it still looks enormous on that end table, but either way, moving on, we have some plants going in the corner. I think those are also from Perfect Patio. No, those are from Backyard Stuff. And then I add these lights from Seasons just up against the house, and I thought they'd look nice too up on these columns, so I put them here on the columns. I just use alt placement, and I raise them up with the 9 key, and I think they look really nice there. And I think that, you need a little bit more light back here, especially if you're cooking. If you're having a nighttime cookout, you definitely need to be able to see a little bit better. So at first I pulled out these tables, this table and chairs, I think from Base Game and Dine Out, but I do believe I end up changing it later on to the ones from the Riviera Retreat kit, because I forgot that we had those. In the very little time that it took me to get to that point, I forgot that we had that kit and that I really wanted to use those tables. So those end up changing later on. And we are also adding some bushes just to surround this area here up against the fence. I had to move the treehouse a little bit as well. And you'll notice that the treehouse is completed. I pulled a completed one off the gallery because I could not be bothered to have my Sims do it themselves. But here is some more playground equipment. We have the swings from the Growing Together early purchase, whatever. And then we have the monkey bars from Romantic Garden Stuff as well. I like the vining flowers on that. It's probably my favorite set of monkey bars in the game. Not that we have that many. Also added a little games table over here, just in the little kids play space. I thought that would be a nice thing to have. And later on, you'll see very quickly, I do add the umbrella that came with the for rent stuff. With the pre-order stuff as well. It's like a little lit up umbrella, and I put it in the table, so it's like over top the table. It looks really nice, and it is functional, so I hope that you enjoy that as well. But I tried to do something real sneaky with that, and I totally forgot about it, so my apologies. This was a couple days ago, and I've had lots of working to do, so I haven't had time to finish this voiceover. But we have more flowers going in. I'm only going to show a little bit of it because I do kind of repeat these same flowers all throughout the home. I really like the little low-lying white flowers and the azalea bushes and the rose bushes. Most of that is from Debug and Live Edit because, again, I tried to keep the cost relatively low, and I kind of like how some of those flowers look in comparison to the regular Build By catalog. Here you'll see I'm putting in the patio that I mentioned earlier, and I pull out these umbrellas for Seasons because I think they look really nice, and they also match the Riviera Retreat furniture really, really nicely. So I put these lounge chairs out, also the matching end tables from that kit, and then I just add some clutter to the tables. So I wanted to make sure there was some sunblock on the end tables and a little pair of sunglasses. Nice cute little plant from For Rent, had to have that. And then I add some low-lying fence all around the edge to kind of edge in all the garden beds. I repeat that all throughout the outside of the home. And over in this little corner where all these flowers are, I added a nice little decorative birdhouse from Backyard Stuff, also a little bird bath, and the bird feeder. Now, I did have to move the flowers around a little bit in here because the footprint on those is very big and my sim couldn't get to the bird feeder to fill it. So you'll notice that the things are a little bit moved around in that area in the screenshots, but everything functions. So that's the important thing to me. So also added some of these cute little hanging lanterns from the Little Campers kit because I thought they would look really nice in the backyard. They're kind of fun and whimsical. And then up here on the front, I was trying to replicate the garden beds that come slightly off lot in this world. So I just kind of pulled out some of the same plants and I just arranged them in a way that I thought looked nice and made sense. Like maybe that's kind of part of the world. It's not actually part of this lot. It just looks like it is. So I was trying to actually make the lot a tiny bit smaller on that side and have everything kind of flow nicely together. Up here in the front, we have a lot of the same landscaping going in as I had in the back. And I also wanted to make sure that this hopscotch and marbles circle was easily accessible for everybody. So I do end up moving a lot of stuff around. And I also end up moving the basketball court over to this side instead, because I wanted a little bit more space where the garage door is to add a debug car. So you'll see like a little debug minivan pop in there shortly, but I didn't show how I pulled it out because, again, I had so much footage. I had like 5 4-hour segments of build footage, and it was just so much, so I did cut down a whole lot of it. But voila, here's all the landscaping in the front just getting finished up, and I had moved the basketball net, so that is that. Then we have the front entryway here. On the outside porch, I just added 2 chairs and the end table from the Riviera Retreat Kit, and also a nice little candle on top of that table. I repeated the same lights that I had out back right here in the front, and then off to the other side, I believe I end up adding a bench or a outdoor couch that is from Get Together, possibly. I think it's either from Get Together or Seasons, and I don't quite remember, but we have some wall decorations going up from backyard stuff and also another light. And I thought some hanging plants here from Nifty Knitting Debug would be really nice just on the corner here to add a little bit of interest and make your eye move around just a tiny bit more. And then I add some outdoor rugs. I imagine these are outdoor rugs. They're not really, but we have these rugs here from, I believe those are from Cats and Dogs, and then I sized them down a little bit with Tool Mod. They were just ever so slightly too big, and also this matching half circle right in front of the door. Now we're here in the hallway, and I did use the pink wallpaper with the white wainscoting, and we have a mirror from the For Rent pack, little hanging plant from Bloomin' Rooms, and I decided to add some cute cards, some like greeting cards, maybe birthday cards, onto the table here. Those are from Seasons as well. A drinks tray from Eco Lifestyle, and a little trolley car because I thought that was fun. Maybe the kids put it there. And then we have some more flowers going on the front porch just for the heck of it because I pulled them out by accident. And then we have some curtains also going in here. These are from Modern Luxe. I think they look really cute there. And some paintings from Get Together, as well as some clutter on this organizational shelf. I pull out some backpacks. So we have 4 backpacks, 2 of these ones here in the front on the floor for the teens, and then the ones that have like the little rolly wheels and the little dinosaur or whatever and dog face. Those are for the children. And then some empty photo frames. I imagine that the child's pictures go up there, maybe the drawings they make, or maybe if they get family photos done, they will go in there. And then placing some more rugs, changing the swatches around, and that's pretty much it for our entryway space. I do add the light from Cottage Living. I tried to keep it pretty plain. Also, there's a closet off to the side, so in case anyone needs to store their coats for the winter. And then we have the kitchen space. I use the tile from Parenthood, and then we have the wallpaper repeated from the hallway into here. Obviously the lighting's a little different, so it looks like a different color, but it is the same color. And then we have another little room separating fence piece going in the middle here. I just wanted to make it all cohesive. But we have the flooring from Cats and Dogs, and also this rug from Dream Home Decorator. I really like that rug with all the colors. I thought it looked really, really cute. And then I'm adding the trim onto the half walls in white. And of course, these lovely breakfast paintings. I love that one with the pancakes and the bacon. I think I put the egg one on the other side of the wall where that big empty wall is behind the kitchen. And then over here, I am getting rid of this last end piece chair. It was just kind of sitting there anyway. It wasn't actually snapped to any grid, but I needed a bin, needed a trash can, so had to get rid of it. And then we're adding some island lights here. I do size those lights down just a little bit because they were kind of slightly too big, and then I place a full-size one above the dining table, and then we will come back to that when we clutter it up later. But we are here back in the living room. I'm just putting in the wallpaper and the same flooring from the rest of the home from Cats and Dogs, and adding some lighting. And then you will also see here in the bathroom, it's very quick, but I add the wallpaper and floor tile from Growing Together. And then I add these cabinet pieces from Dream Home Decorator, and just base game sink, and also base game standing shower down here. This is the downstairs bathroom, so it doesn't have to be super duper fancy. I kind of tried to make it look a little bit more cluttered up. We have the Parenthood mirror going behind the vanity and just one sink, and then I add some clutter to like the countertops and the walls, just to give some towels and stuff. But you'll see that later on, again, because I was working really tirelessly to try to get this done. We're in the garage, we're adding some bikes. We have the woodworking table and the decoration box, and this little pink bike kept jumping up because of the platforms. It thought it was like up on a platform, so don't mind that, but we got it working. Instead, I just kind of had to place it back a little bit. Adding some paneling to the walls, and we also had some garden tools go up mounted on the wall in here. Also, I do add the Crystal Creations like tool, the wall mounted like tool set over here behind the woodworking table. I thought it looked nice here. And also the standing light, like maybe that's his little spotlight. We have a fire extinguisher and a fuse box as well. I thought those would make a lot of sense in the garage, as well as an outdoor trash can. I do change the paneling in here to more of a wood tone. And then back here we are adding some slightly sized down ceiling fans. Those are from Desert Luxe. I think they're really pretty. And a little mail organizer. We also had the thermostat in that space. And here's some clutter going in on the bathroom countertops. Like I was saying, we have the razor, the electric razor, soap pump, towels, and a little hanging wall towel. And then I think on this side, eventually I end up putting some paintings up on the wall as well. But I was, all over the place. Also pulled out that Riviera Retreat little piece that has the towels on the table because I knew I wanted to use it over here. And I also had a nice idea. I pulled out this table from the Greenhouse Haven kit, and I decided to put the towels on pegs right next to it, and I used Toolma to get it where I need to be, but I assume that Dad made this table and he put pegs on that side so that you can hang your guests' towels on it to dry during the day, like while they're in the pool or hanging out outside. And I thought that, I don't know, it just made a lot of sense to me because this table looks kind of handmade in my opinion. And then down on the bottom, I do add lots of baskets with towels and lotions and just little doodads, things, little baskets of stuff that you might need. And also extra bottles of sunblock and sunscreen. Over here in the shower area, we are adding some shower caddies, as is customary. And then I also add a robe on this side here where the bushes are. I actually kind of work it into the bush. And then also some messed up towels here hanging on the other side because, again, I thought that that made a lot of sense. And then we have our little grates here because you wouldn't want the water to pool in here. I would think that would be bad for the pavement. We have some pool floaties going in. We have one from For Rent and I think one from Seasons, if I remember correctly. I'm not 100% sure where that pizza one came from. There's that sneaky little umbrella that I just put on the games table. It was super quick. And another basket that I found from the For Rent pack, I put that under the table, and then I added a little candle on each of these tables as well as the big table that I just spent a lot of time decorating. I had to find the other candles that had slotted to that space, so pardon me just getting rid of all those little things. And then I just use alt placement to make sure I have the right spot for all of this clutter on this table, and I just think this whole space looks so cute and inviting. I really enjoyed it. So there's that table. I also add some like climbing grass pieces on the walls over here from the backyard stuff, and then we are adding another towel I'm putting on the pavement over here. Maybe one of the kids, it likes to lay on the pavement because it's nice and warm in the sun after they get out of the pool, maybe when it's like cold water and they just want to warm up. I don't know. I used to do that when I used to swim at my friends' houses or when I was at the community pool. So I thought that, I don't know, it just, again, it really touched my childhood and I just really liked it. Adding some more bushes here, and I also decided to add another big tree next to the tree house so that it didn't look like there was just one singular tree in the backyard that they built this tree house in. Maybe they had a couple trees and these are the biggest ones, and I really like that. It adds a lot of shade to the backyard, so I thought that it made a lot of sense. Those were the paintings for the bathroom. And then we have another plant going in over here next to the desk, and I do just add this lovely little like coral reef scene behind the computer desk because I didn't want it to look so naked on the wall here. And I'm also adding some clutter to these shelves as well as a little magazine rack on the other side. And of course I have to add a little bear chair for the children, and I also add another little seating area, just this little ottoman. It looks like it has some storage underneath. Maybe that's where some more of their toys go. And of course a blocks table, because why not? Why wouldn't you have a blocks table in the middle of your family living room? And then we have a little speaker going up on the desk. Maybe the kids like to jam out while they're doing their homework. And here's where I decided I needed a coffee table, because if we have a video game console, then we should have a coffee table to put the remote controls on, and to have like this little tray with a book and a coffee mug, maybe for the parents at the end of the day, as well as a TV remote. Those are all from Debug, so they are very non-functional, but they look nice and they make sense to me sitting there. Also decided to add add some fun, pretty paper garland up here on this spandrel, and it took me a while to get the placement correct, but I just think they look fun. Maybe that's one of the crafts that the kids made and they wanted to hang it up on the wall for their parents. I thought that was nice. And we have some more plants going in just for the heck of it. Also some more outside because I really like all of these palms and I just wanted a chance to use them. Now we are in the teen girls room. It is very high school years heavy. I also use a little bit of growing together. There's lots of clutter. It's very pink and purple and bohemian and fun. I just kind of went all out with the girly factor in this room and made it really teen friendly. That mirror with like the two dividers on either side is from City Living, and I just like the way that it looks with the rest of this furniture because it's got lots of fun lines and patterns. And then this mirror that I just pulled out from Everyday Clutter Stuff is actually not functional with a chair snapped to the desk. So I end up moving it back ever so slightly when I was playtesting and I realized that wasn't going to work. I move it back so it's not snapped to the grid, but it is still close enough that you would think, oh, she can pull it in when she's ready. And your sim will still be able to use that mirror in that case. But if you wanted to get rid of that, or if you don't have that packed, you can get rid of that and place a computer there, maybe like a laptop or just a book. Who knows? But I tried to make it as functional as possible, because that is always my goal. I also added some more clutter to that desk and some posters. This plant from For Rent in the pink pot, just because why not? I tried, like I said, it was very fun, very girly. I like this polka dot wallpaper, and it's a little out of control. If I could choose, again, I would have that wallpaper. And then we are pulling out some of these fun like wall-mounted snowboards in the garage. I really wanted snowboards on the wall, but I didn't feel like messing with tool mod so much myself, so I pulled it off the gallery. I'll throw their name up there as well. And then we're back in the teen girls room. I know that was a really quick little segue, but it kind of happened that way. And then we are just finishing up cluttering, using all placement to get everything where we needed to go. I pulled out a lava lamp in this pink tone, and I just kind of changed the brightness a little bit because it was a little too pink for my taste, and some clutter over here under the table because it is still a teen's room after all, and I imagine that there's just clutter in it, and it makes a lot of sense to me. That is pretty much it for her room, and I think it came out really nice. And then we have the teen boys room. I used this hexagonal kind of wallpaper tile, whatever you want to call that, from high school years, as well as the bed and the dresser and the end table. Again, very high school years heavy, but in a different direction. And then the rest of the wall is just this yellow tone. It's very muted and just simple. He has a mirror from university, believe it or not, and it has lots of stickers on it. There's also lots of football and basketball kind of posters and little nods to sports in here, because I imagine that the teen son really enjoys sports and doing outdoor activities with his friends. So he has lots of posters and memorabilia. He also has a really fun gaming computer set up, as well as a nice gaming chair. There's some headphones on the desk. Here's that basketball with the ball cap up there on the wall. And then I also add some workout equipment and also a water bottle. I pull out this little end table, which is from Get to Work, believe it or not, but it looks like a little rolly end table, and I thought it would look nice with a sized down version of the workout equipment and a baseball cap on the bottom. Like that's where he keeps maybe his workout gear or his stuff for his computer desk. Here's some more posters going in. I just thought it looked really fun. Also a Plumb Bob poster just above the computer desk, and then a little pennant flag. Maybe he plays football for the school, and that's what he got for playing football this year. And then we have a little organizer for schoolwork up there. Again, here's a rug from high school years, and also the light and the end table are from high school years. Added another lava lamp, just in blue this time. Maybe they all got lava lamps one year when they went out on vacation or something to Strangerville. And then we have a little couch going in from university as well. It's actually kind of sort of a sectional. They don't snap together, but they're just like chairs, and I smushed them together. I really just wanted a little smushed together sectional couch over here. Added these pillows that we got with the login rewards. They are very versatile, and I do use tool mod to arrange them in such a way that they look like they're just leaning on the couch and not sitting straight up. I really like those. I think that they came out really, really cute right here, and I add a football also on the couch because why not? So something else to have in the room and just to clutter it up ever so slightly. Here's some more clutter on top of the desk and also some clothing in the corner. Maybe he's a little neater than his sister, but I think this room came out really cool. I like it. I hope that you enjoy it as well. Now we're back in the kitchen though. I'm adding the sink finally, and then I use the Parenthood dishwasher right here in the corner. And then I also went about adding the bathroom clutter stuff that I like to use. So we have like the soap dish and the soap pump. I like to imagine the soap dish is more like a sponge and a sponge holder. Then we have the clutter going up on the countertops. We have some spices in a jar and the spoons and such, and some more spices on the other side. We have the cookbook with pizza recipe open and some knives and a cutting board. Just lots of stuff. Also a bread box. I end up moving that to the top of the fridge though, so that I can put an appliance there instead. And here I am just using alt placement to get everything where I need it. And I think that this whole kitchen came out really nice. It looks very cluttered and lived in, but it's also very functional. And I did have to rearrange, you'll see in the screenshots, I had to rearrange where the stove is, because my sim could not get to the stove where it was. I had to move it to the other side, like kind of where those cutting boards are on that side. And then I put the pizza oven that I have yet to place where the stove is instead, because I don't know why, but my sim couldn't get there. I tried moving everything. It was literally just the stove and he still couldn't get there. So I'm not sure if it was like a platform problem, probably, but he could get to the pizza oven and also the stove just fine after I moved it all around. So I don't know, maybe he just didn't like the orientation of that. That's totally fine. Here's the finishing up of getting everything cluttered. I do end up moving that bread box to the top of the fridge, and also a little snack basket up on top of the fridge, maybe for everybody to just have an easy grab and go snack. They have to be awfully tall to reach that though. I'm a short person, I can't even imagine. So we have the egg and orange painting up in the kitchen, as well as another hanging plant by the door, and that's pretty much it for the kitchen space. And then just putting a plant and a salt and pepper shaker up on the dining room table. That's it for that space, as well as one more little plant just here on the half wall, because I thought that it needed a little something extra, but I didn't want to cramp that space because I want everyone to be able to get in and out very easily. Now here is the parents' room very quickly. I do use the dresser and end tables from high school years, and the bed is from Growing Together. The curtains are from Paranormal Stuff, and the end table lights are from the Modern Luxe kit. And then I add some desk space over here because I thought, since the husband is a lawyer, maybe he needs his own little private office, so away from the kids and stuff, away from the craziness. So this is his little office space. He has just your standard computer, a little clock on his desk, a tiny little very low maintenance plant, and then a nice big ficus in the corner. Here's some files that I think he needs to use on a regular basis. Maybe that's where he files away all of his work. And of course, a nice little watch, a set of glasses, and a little journal. That's where he takes all of his notes that he might need for the courtroom. And he has a nice painting on the wall, and this rug from Growing Together fits really nicely right here. And then I just put up another little, maybe that's like a book quote that he really likes, and some more paintings. And that's pretty much it. Ceiling light is going in now, and it's just this same one from the dining room, just sized down one click. Oh, and also I end up placing this little like floating tea light thing right on the far dresser. And in the bathroom, it's very quick. Here it is. It's pretty much done. I have the Dream Home Decorator countertops, bunch of bathroom clutter stuff, and the wallpaper is from Base Game as well as the tile. And then I add these little lacy curtains again. Here is the girls' bathroom. It's very pink and yellow and kind of cat themed and gold, and I just think it came out really cute. They have some more hanging towels. They have a shower caddy. They have lots of wall decals, a nice little organizer next to the toilet. I think that's where they keep all of their toiletries and such, so they're put away. Very plain and simple upstairs hallway with this rug from Laundry Day, because I just wanted to keep it pretty simple in here. And then the girls' room, I end up changing around a lot. So I pull out these beds from Horse Ranch. I really enjoy how they look in here. And then just a simple purple wallpaper. Over here in the corner, we have their dresser from Kids' Room Stuff with all the pictures of their friends on it. I thought it just fit this whole space really nicely. So I have the mirror going in as well from Parenthood. I wanted everything to kind of match. And then we have some more desk space going in here because I thought the girls might need a little bit of space to do their homework as well, or if you want to get them a laptop. they can totally have a laptop and put it there, put it back in their inventory. I thought it was very versatile. And I decided to make their beds into a bunk bed. I couldn't figure out the orientation, but I did decide on just the traditional bunk bed orientation. And it gives their room a little bit more space because I couldn't really fit a desk chair in here, and I didn't want anyone to get stuck. We added some arts and crafts stuff to the table, as well as these bins, because they look like maybe they have arts and craftsy stuff in them. These kids have to be super organized in this tiny room that they share, so kudos to them, because I couldn't do this. I couldn't put everything away. I was such a messy kid. I'm more of an organized adult now, but I couldn't do it when I was a kid. I also used Toolmod to move everything down that's up on that top shelf of the desk. And I also add some journals right here to the desk, as well as a little spot of clutter that also came with the kids' room stuff, because again, kids are cluttery and they're messy, and I think that it just gives a more realistic touch to the room. Also adding some posters. I thought about putting this poster behind the bed, but I thought maybe behind the desk would look a little bit better. And we also have like a little anime girl poster and some cute paintings here from Dream Home Decorator. I do change them up a little bit and change the orientation of them on the wall. And then I pull out this rug here from Growing Together. I really like all the different shapes and colors. And here I am changing up those paintings as well, because I just wanted the frames to match. I wish that we could choose the frame and the piece of art for these kinds of things, but it's okay. Also, a nice little fox light that came with the Growing Together update, and these base game curtains in this lovely pink tone. I just put them one on each window here, and I think that that room came out super cute. They have a ceiling light. It's just one of these little hanging lanterns. I like using those, and also a set of pillows in the corner for sitting. And that's it for that room. And then we have their playroom up here. So I use this debug toy box and also the little bear care kit, and I use this Parenthood wallpaper and the same flooring from the rest of the house. Also this rug that came just before the Growing Together pack was released in the blue cloud swatch, and I used Toolmod to size it up a little. I just moved this dollhouse ever so slightly, and I do change the orientation of where the Blarfy unicorn thing is and the bookshelf is. I tried to keep it pretty simple again in here. I wanted them to have activities in their own little play space, but I didn't necessarily want it to be super cluttered because I want them to be able to move around. And maybe when they become teens, they'll switch, and one of them will have this room as their bedroom and the other one will have the other room as their bedroom. So I think that's a good possibility for when the family grows up. And then we're adding more windows. This is the outside of the home. I hope that you enjoyed it. As always, please be sure to like and subscribe. Enjoy the screenshots, and I hope to see you in the next one. Let me know what else you'd like to see in the future, because I'm always open to your suggestions and I love hearing from you. Thanks, guys. Bye.